What happens when you publicly support something and it backfires on your own family? This woman found out the hard way. She cheered for ICE, supported Trump, and now she's crying online after the consequences hit her. Watch this. I never thought I would see a moment like this. I never thought I would see a moment like this. This lady who was once out there singing, I will vote for Donald Trump, proudly supporting ICE, now comes online crying, wailing, and lamenting. And honestly, it's shocking. She publicly showed her support for policies and actions that ended up affecting her own family, and her son was taken and deported. It's a powerful emotional moment and is a reminder of one thing: what you put out in the world can come back in ways you never expect. And this is why so many people are reacting so strongly online. So today we are going to watch the moment, the reactions, and unpack what's happening. This is a story you don't want to mix. But before then, my name is Faith and you're welcome back to Chat with Faith. If this is your first time, I'm glad you found this channel. Credit goes to the original creators for every single clip used in this episode. This video is for educational purposes and awareness. It is not meant to hate or discriminate against anyone. The goal is to have real and honest conversation openly and respectfully. We've got more clips and conversation coming your way. So stay tuned. Let's chat.
Have you guys seen this video of this woman named Angela Vergara? She is a congresswoman in Colombia, a part of an extremely far-right conservative party. And she has been a vocal supporter for several years of Donald Trump, of the MAGA agenda, and in particular of ICE and of everything they are doing to the Latino community currently. Well, this video of her that I'm going to show you guys has gone ultra viral everywhere because now she is decrying the Trump administration and decrying ICE. Why? Her own son was recently detained by ICE, and she's saying that he's suffering through inhumane conditions at the detention center in Louisiana where he's being held, that he's being treated horribly, that he has a medical condition and he's not being attended to correctly, all that stuff. Mind you, she makes sure to emphasize that her son isn't just another undocumented illegal Latino. No, she says he has legal status because he applied for asylum and he has his court date in 2028. He has a work permit, all that. Just like every single person who applies for asylum has, but okay. She's completely fine with ICE's activities, everything they're doing to our people in this country right now, until it was her own son that has to suffer the brunt of this guy's policies. Watch this video.
Hola, soy Ángela María Vergara, madre de Rafael Alfonso Vergara Vergara, retenido de manera injusta en Estados Unidos por ICE. Lleva 18 días encarcelado, encadenado, en unas condiciones inhumanas. Una persona que estaba a la espera de su resolución de su situación legal, pero tenía su permiso de trabajo, pero tenía su seguro social y tenía su audiencia programada para el 2028. Un joven que siquiera tiene una infracción de tránsito, pero que él, y al igual de muchos colombianos, están viviendo un martirio, que no ha podido regresar a su país, que necesitan la intervención urgente del Estado. Es por eso que hoy como madre les pido ayuda. Mi hijo no es un indocumentado, mi hijo es otro latino más que está sufriendo en carne propia lo que miles de latinos hoy están sufriendo en Estados Unidos. Hoy ellos se encuentran enfermos, están enfermos, mi hijo está enfermo, al igual que todos los que se encuentran con él en esa celda, personas que como él no son delincuentes. Por eso es que hoy con este grito desesperado como madre, pido la intervención del Estado para que colombianos puedan regresar de manera rápida a su país, a su casa.
People like her are the worst of the worst. They do not care if you, your family, your neighbors, anyone in her surrounding community is detained or abused by ICE, right? But once it's her son is detained and is suffering the consequences of electing Donald Trump as president, oh, now she cares. Now she doesn't love ICE anymore. She doesn't support the MAGA agenda. All Latinos are suffering. No. You don't get to hop into that conversation. And I do feel for the kid, her son that's detained. But again, this is karma. These are the consequences of supporting the most vile man, the most vile administration we've ever had in the history of this country.
She does not deserve this. She's the sweetest person.
That was Trump voter Wayne DeMario, and this is his fiancée Yami. She's a Cuban immigrant who was labeled by ICE the worst of the worst after ICE found that she had 3 anxiety pills in her purse.
8 months that she's been taken. I call it kidnapped. I didn't vote for this, but I definitely voted Republican.
Please know what you're voting for before you vote.
Y'all, this Colombian congresswoman, her son got snatched up by ICE in Louisiana. According to her, he was driving a commercial vehicle and they snatched him up and he's been locked down for 20 days in an ICE facility. Check this out.
Mi hijo no es un indocumentado. Mi hijo es otro latino más que está sufriendo en carne propia lo que miles de latinos hoy están sufriendo en Estados Unidos.
Now, y'all on Telemundo talk and Univision talk, they dragging Angela. They like, you a whole hypocrite, because in Colombia, her party is the conservative party. So they align with the conservative party out here, especially when it comes to mass deportations and immigration policies. They're like El MAGA out there, right? So they're just like, why are you crying about your son now? And you know, he called Raphael, little Raphael called his mama Angela, was like, you know what, the living conditions is quite inhumane in these ICE facilities, which I think Raphael is lying. This is the fishy part of the story, because Raphael came out here in 2022 as an asylum seeker. Right? Now your mama is ugly crying all over Telemundo and Univision for you to self-deport to come back to Colombia. What happened to Colombia being so unsafe to live in that you had to flee? Yeah, it seemed like it's a lie, Raphael. It seemed like you lying and you just tried to weasel your way up into the United States. So that's what happened, because why are you running from your country and your mama haven't left, right? And she's a whole Congress lady. Now she wants you back. But yeah, I just find that part of the story fishy.
Latinos for Trump just don't get it. They don't want you either. Just for context, this is Ángela Vergara, a Colombian congresswoman who is also an avid Trump supporter whose son was recently detained by ICE and has been chained up for 20 days apparently. We've tried telling these people countless times. And the thing about Latinos for Trump is that they genuinely believe that they are exempt from all of this. They openly support ICE, they openly support what's going on until it happens to them. And seeing videos like these where Latinos for Trump FAFO genuinely make my day. I have zero sympathy for these people, and I genuinely hope that this happens to every Latino for Trump. Unfortunately, it is their innocent family members who will be paying the price, but oh well, you get what you vote for. Y como decimos en México, para ser pen, no se estudia. But anyways, play silly games, get silly prizes. Let me know what you guys think.
I have another sad story, ladies and gentlemen. 2 Trump supporters separated because of ICE.
Please get her home. Please, she does not deserve this. She's the sweetest person, and she prayed for you. It's been 8 months. I didn't know a man could cry this much. I did not think that this would happen.
Wayne DeMario has been working overtime at a Southwest Miami-Dade guitar shop, trying to distract himself from his pain and regret.
I hate to see her going through this. She's my best friend.
His life partner of nearly 20 years, Yamile Alcantu, originally from Cuba, ICE detained her back in June.
8 months that she's been taken. I call it kidnapped because it basically is.
He says it happened during what they thought was just another immigration check-in.
They grabbed her, put her in shackles and chains.
She'd been checking in annually, as so many do, hoping to fix her status. She lost her legal residency and got a deportation order back in 2008 after a traffic stop.
They go through her purse, and then they dump the purse out, and 3 Xanax pills fall out.
But in those years, he says, they didn't think much of it.
Cuban's not going to get deported, so don't worry about it.
Today, DHS has her listed among the worst of the worst, a criminal arrested for dangerous drugs in possession. Wayne feels it's a slap in the face.
I didn't vote for this, but I definitely voted Republican.
He says both were staunch supporters of President Trump.
When you said I didn't vote for this, what did you think you had voted for?
I really thought this was just going to be something organized. But it's obviously not. They just blanket everybody.
Alcantu calling from her detention facility in Louisiana. She says in her 8 months detained, she has not seen an immigration judge.
This is what you voted for, Wayne.
There are going to be people out there who hear your story, hear other stories like this, and say, well, you voted for this.
Yeah, I've heard that from people.
What do you tell those people?
I'm sorry. I didn't know that this was going to happen. This is about human beings. It's not about left or right. It's about right and wrong.
And it really bothers me that now that it's happening to you, all of a sudden, you have some sort of compassion now and you really understand. Now, under normal conditions, I'd be very understanding and compassionate. But like I said, The most dangerous thing in this country is an uninformed, uneducated, self hating Trump supporter. Because you go into the voting booth and literally nuke yourselves. And then you want us to help bail you out of this national crisis we're in. You and her need to go.
ICE just grabbed the son of Colombia's loudest Trump supporter. Angela Vergara, she's a Colombia congresswoman, was on camera cheering when Trump got back in office. Posted on Instagram and she loved it. Her son Rafael had documents, work permit, social security number, and a court date scheduled. He's doing everything right. Then one day at 4 a.m., January 28th, ICE grabs him off the public road in Louisiana, gave him 3 minutes to contact his family, then, poof, gone. 18 days in a packed cell, everybody's getting sick, and Angela goes on social media crying about her son is in prison and in chains. I'm so sorry for you, pobrecito. She was celebrating when Trump's return while other Colombian families were already getting their doors kicked in. And now she's begging Gustavo Petro, the leftist president her party fights with every single day, to pressure the US government to get her son out. Dude, the irony here, man. Oh, and by the way, Colombia's Supreme Court charged her with bribery in 2024 because she took gifts, got promised government contracts, voted for a specific mayor candidate in exchange. Then she got suspended from office in 2025 for a conflict of interest. The only thing here is that poor kid, right? He had papers, he had permit, he had a court date, and now he's sitting in the cell in Louisiana. He did everything right, but the mom, she has bribery charges, suspended from office. She's the criminal that, if she was here, she needed to be taken out.
Let me introduce you to Angela Vergara. And Angela is part of the Colombian conservative group. And as you can see there, she's happily dancing to YMCA. But she has a tres doritos después. And let me show you.
Hola, soy Ángela María Vergara, madre de Rafael Alfonso Vergara Vergara, retenido de manera injusta en Estados Unidos por ICE. Lleva 18 días encarcelado, encadenado, en unas condiciones inhumanas.
Now Angela's over here crying because her son was taken by you know who. El Hielo. Yes, they took her son. Although he was a resident and he had his work permit, the social security number, and he was good till 2028, he has been taken and he's being treated inhumanely in a detention center. And she's over here crying all those crocodile tears because she thought she was special. She thought she was different. But you're not, mommy. You're not. Tú pensaste que tú eras mejor que todo el mundo, que tú eras especial, que tú eras uno de ellos. Pero mami, no, you're not. They're going to look at you the way they look at all of us. And we're no different. We're all the same to them. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're in their political party. It doesn't matter if you voted for them. Oh, but I didn't vote for my son to be taken. Yeah, but it was okay for them to take other U.S. citizens and other residents and everybody else that was doing it the right way. It was okay for them to be taken as long as it wasn't you or your family or your son. But you know what? Now it's your son. And here you are crying. Here you are crying. Ay, mi hijo. We don't care. We don't care. A nosotros no nos importamos tres pelos del culo que se llevaron a tu hijo. Because you know what? That's what you deserve. Eso es lo que tú votaste. Eso es lo que tú querías. So ahora te está pasando a ti. Anyway, here's your tres doritos después, pendeja. Ya tú sabes.
Wow, guys, this story is unbelievable. Remember this woman who keeps saying, I will vote for Donald Trump. I support ICE. America warned her, tried to advise her, but she didn't listen. She glamorously cheered, wore the MAGA hats, and celebrated politics without thinking about the consequences. Now, her own son has been deported. The same system she praised, the same policy she defended, came back to affect her family personally. She's crying online, lamenting, and wailing, and honestly, it's powerful. Shocking moments. It's exactly what millions of people have been going through: detention, being chained, beaten, denied rights, and deported. It's a reminder action has consequences. Judgment Day has a way of catching up, and in her case, it landed on her family. She thought her status and influence would protect her, but reality shows otherwise. So let this be a lesson. Millions of people have suffered under the same system. Focus on the real stories, the victim, the accountability that's long overdue. The policy, the policies don't play favorites, and no one is immune. Big thanks to everyone for liking, sharing, and commenting and supporting this channel. And thank you for staying tuned to the very end. See you in my next video.